Hi there, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to use this beautiful mould. So just zoomed out a bit there because this mould is a decent size. We're going to use some metallic gold, I think that's coffee or copper, and the beautiful Arteza mica powders. Now we've used these colours before and we're going to apply them to this mould. As you can see, I did this in a time lapse, purely because it did take rather a long time. Applying the brown colour, then the copper, then the gold, and then in the middle I'm also going to apply the white with the golden glow. These are all powders we've used before, applying them with a dry bristled paintbrush as you've seen us do before. But look at that transition from the dark to the light. Now don't forget, turn your mould over, give it a tappy wappy, make sure you get rid of all the excess mica powder because you do not want that in your resin. Now look at that. That is stunning with a capital S and gorgeous with a capital G. I love the ombre effect there. Apologies for the dog barking. Just wiping it over with my glove there because I spotted a few last little bits of powder just loose there, and really just enjoying the effect. Now I've never used this mould before. It was one that we got from a Temu haul. I think there's just a little something on the mould there. Just removing that. Again, just tapping it again, making sure we've got rid of all excess mica powders. And then just going over it with my glove. I mean, if you could have seen the state of my gloves after this. Don't forget, always make sure that you take care of yourself when you're using mica powders, resin, paint or anything like that at all. You wear the appropriate PPE, as in gloves, protective glasses or spectacles, and a respirator mask, work in a well ventilated area, all that kind of thing. I don't need to tell you anymore. We're also going to use this mould and we're going to do a similar technique to what you've just seen me do before. But look at this. This mould is so big. It's so big. I couldn't zoom out enough to get it in shot. So bear with. Again, it's on a time lapse, as you can see. I don't work quite that quickly. Like a thing possessed I am, putting mica powder on this. And again, just using the same mica powders as you've seen me show you before, with same technique. But look at that. Look at that. Look at the, oh, wow. The effect, it really is beautiful. And these colours are everything that reminds me of autumn. It really does remind me so much of autumn. Hopefully you're enjoying this series where we've changed the colour tone and the colour palette a bit. You're enjoying it. And here we go. Now I'm using my new mixing bowl slash jug. And it's lovely. It's silicone, so hopefully the cleanup will be extra especially simple to do. I've mixed up some Tea Expert resin, and as you can see it's a 1-to-1 mixing ratio, and it mixes beautifully. Mixed it slowly for about 5 minutes, and I'm just adding in some of this white pigment resin paste additive that we've got. Look at that, swirly whirly. That's great. So we've had tappy wappy and now we're having swirly whirly in it. Just that is like it's a thick pigment paste that you can use to colour resins. Everything that we've used in today's video will be listed in the description box below for you. Also putting in some of this golden metallic powder. Love it. Look at that. Now I'm going to mix it up using my long spatula or resin mixer. Now that doesn't look like it's mixing very well to start with, but it does. But look at the effects with the white lines there from the white pigment paste and the mica powder. It turns it almost, let's call it a dirty cream colour. It does look better, I promise, when it's all mixed. But the idea was to get it more of an off-white cream colour with a tiny hint or sheen of gold. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up very well when I've finished mixing it all in. As you can see, I'm mixing, purposefully mixing, should we just say, but not going like a bat out of hell. Can you see that little bit of gold shimmer in it? That's what I wanted. A little bit of gold shimmer. Quite love that. Oh, look at that bit of gold mica there on the spatula. I mean, obviously gonna stir that in just to make sure we don't get a great big blob, I think. I don't know if there's a better adjective than blob. area where there's just gold mica. But look, that looks pretty well mixed to me. Now, just going to let that sit for a few minutes. Oh, no. Correction. Decided hasn't got enough gold sheen. Added more gold. If you know us well, you'll know that I'm rather partial to a bit of this particular gold metallic mica powder, and it looks like, yeah, that got the better of me in this particular video. But look at the way it changes it. It makes it a warmer colour. Now, some people would call that a putty colour. Some people would just, it's on the nude neutral tone in a colour palette. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? But it's got more of a warm tone to it. I have heard some people describe that colour as a very sort of creamy apricot colour, but apricot to me is more orangey coloured. But anyway, I could talk for hours about colour tones, but we shan't. So we're just stirring in more of that mica powder. Now, this was the first mould. I love the way it ripples, all those ripples. So just pouring carefully, still getting to grips with this mixing bowl. Remembering it's not rigid, so need to support both sides of it when you're pouring out the resin. See, look, you can still see the gold mica there. Oh, look at that. Sort of almost like little, almost invisible swirls. So just making sure that we fill it up, let it settle, and then topped it up. You can see it off to the left-hand side there. Now, this is the much bigger mould. Again, apologies, it's not all in shot. I can't zoom out enough to show you it. But I am, I am doing my best to give you as best a view as possible, but apologies for that, you can't quite see the bottom of it, but just generally filling it up. Now, it was at this point that I thought, oh good lord, I'm not going to have enough. I haven't mixed up enough resin. I thought 500 mils was going to be enough. We're talking half a litre, so I did think that would be enough, but it's not quite up to the top, and actually when it settles, it isn't. So what I had to do, I quickly made up some more. I stirred it in, and of course, as usual, couldn't get exactly the same colour. But I did make up enough then, as you can see, to do a couple of bangles and a koi fish. So a little extra here. This is me demoulding. I did start to demould that bangle and then thought, oh no, hang on. Let's press record so you can see. So yes, I've made some bangles, a couple of bangles, with the leftover resin, because of course you never ever, well, in my book and mindset, and definitely in Wayne's, who is another creator here at Lottie Just Designs, we never ever throw away good resin. Never. We will always pour it into another mould and make something out of it. Did you see that little bit of gold sheen there in the camera? I don't know if it picked it up. It's just there. Not sure if you can see it, but trust me, it is there. Need to do a little bit of finishing off there underneath, or I might actually put a bead of gold resin in there. I haven't made my mind up yet. And then this is the other one. Now, thought I'd lightly dusted it with the brown mica, but I think I might have dusted rather a lot of mica in it. Just in all around the edge there. They always come out, very easy come out of these moulds. Apologies for the dogs barking in the background. Dear, oh dear. Anyway, moving on. Here we go. Look at that. I love that. It almost looks coppery bronzy coloured, doesn't it? But look at that on the edge there. It's beautiful. So obviously more mica powder went in than I'd anticipated, but it's still a very nice looking bangle, and those two colours together look lovely. Here is the fish, the little koi. Now, I didn't dust the mould with anything, and I don't know why I didn't. Because to be honest with you, it would have been better if I had done, because it just looks like, yeah. He looks a bit boring, dare I say. I mean, he's got lots of lovely detail, but a little bit boring. Look, see? No gold sheens, no nothing. I've got to clean up the bit of over pour there and there. And yeah, Poor little fishy. But I think I'm going to go over him with a bit of the gold pen that I just showed you there. Again, if you know me and you've seen some of our videos, and if you haven't, go back and check out our playlist and have a look. Give us a like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, notifications on. And if you haven't created a YouTube account and you've just found us purely by chance, or because YouTube has recommended us, hopefully, fingers crossed, why not create an account, a YouTube account? It's absolutely free to do that. And go and click subscribe. Free to subscribe to our channel, completely free. And we've got a lot of videos where we make all kinds of things out of resin. But look at this. Can you see what I'm doing with this pen now? This is one of my, well, it is my favourite pen. And I was hoping that I'd got enough, and I thought, let's just see, can I highlight the scales a bit by putting a bit of it on and then rubbing over it with my finger? Try doing the same thing on the top of the, is that the dorsal fin? I'm not sure. And it wasn't quite hitting the spot, which is a shame because I love these little fish. Koi, I think they are. Bit on his highlighting his fins as well. I mean, this pen is basically, it's run out. So I'm on a wing and a prayer here, hoping that it would do what I wanted it to do. But I couldn't lay my hands on that very moment on the other pen that we have. This is the wider nibbed version of this pen, which is available through Amazon. But for some reason, it always takes anything from 4 to 6 weeks to get to us. But, you know, we will be reordering the wider nibbed. We've got the shorter nibs, you know, the not so wide nibs, which I think I end up using. I do locate it and I do end up using it. And you'll see what I do in the end to our little friend, the Mr. Koi carp. But I love this. Just love this bangle. Look how warm that looks. Those look lovely together. And there's our little fishy. And little fishy does look very different. Soon you will see. Now, demold time. Now this is a good 24 hours later. I like the way it's cured. Thank goodness we don't have lots and lots of swirls. There is a bit of colour difference, but that's absolutely fine. Little flash of gold there as well. I'm hoping it's going to come away. Oh yes, it's coming away quite easily from the mould, which is good. If you joined us in the live chat today, hello to everybody. We really appreciate you. We also appreciate you if you're not in the live chat, but hello to everybody if you're in the live chat. Look at that, it's come away from the mould really nicely. Now, really wasn't sure how these moulds are going to turn out. We've got a few of them, different shapes, sizes, what have you, and designs. But look at that, look at that. Look at the way the mica powder, oh, wow, 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 wow. It's gorgeous. And look at this. Ready? Whoa. Sorry. Look at that. It is a really good example of an ombre effect. The chocolate brown, then the copper, then the gold, then the golden glow, which is basically white with the gold glow through it. Yeah, and look at all that. It's just, I call that rippled around the outside, I would say. Rippled. That would look, I'd love to see that in blues and greens actually as well. Now, here is the Mahusif one. Again, I'm sorry I can't get all of this in camera shot. Oh, which is such a shame. So I've zoomed it out as far as I can without showing you everything else that's on the craft area. Yeah. So sorry, oh, a little bit of camera wobble there. So it's coming away quite easily from the mould. Again, it looks like it's cured quite nicely. This one's still a little bit flexible at this point. So I did put it out for another 12 hours, just completely flat to cure, finish to completely firm up and cure. But came away from the mould nice and easily. There we go. And ready for this. Here we go. Well, a little bit of clean up to do there, a little bit of tidying. But look at that. I love that. Oh, look at that with the mica. Here we go. Ready? Ta-ta! That is warmth. That is hot chocolate. That is mulled wine. That is autumn. And here is me really badly trying to do a love heart. really badly doing a love heart with my gloves on. But look at that. I mean, it's stunning. Would look great as a centerpiece on a table. You could put candles on it. You know, if you have votive candles in obviously in the glass dishes and so on top of this, you could put foliage on it, you could put pine cones on it. What about did you see the acorn pots we did? You could put those on it. Look lovely. So here's the final shots now. Hope you've enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed seeing us do some more from our autumn or fall collection. These plates or chargers or display and super duper enlarged coasters, you could call them as well. I mean, they are gorgeous. They would look stunning in lots of colours, greens, blues, you know, as well, I think. Whether it was opaque or crystal clear mica as well. We just dyed with alcohol inks. But hopefully you're enjoying this and you're enjoying these close-ups. The real warm glow of that gold and the copper, and look at that. The browns as well. Look stunning in any home, in any interior, in any office or studio. Thanks again for joining us. Like, sharing, subscribing. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.